Really has been every day something significant, culminating in yesterday's news. And it may not be over, but as of yesterday, Matt Ryan traded by the Falcons to the Colts. And we nailed it yesterday. We knew it was coming, in part because we're plugged into the matrix on air, off air. And when they delayed the roster bonus, and I don't want to pick on Shefty here, but his tweet was worded like the Falcons did this on their own. Like there's not another side to this. And I thought, boy, that's odd because Matt Ryan had to agree to it. And that's what got me thinking. So I guess I owe Shefty a thanks for getting me thinking, well, wait a minute. Why is Matt Ryan agreeing to this? He doesn't have to. Why would he? What's his benefit of delaying this by 4 days? What does he gain from it? And I speculated at the time, maybe he said, hey, even if you don't get Deshaun Watson, I want out. And what happened? They didn't get Deshaun Watson, and he's out. Chris, and it was just 11 days ago that NFL media reported it as a done deal that he had restructured his contract to create $12 million in cap space and make it impossible to trade him this year because it would have been a $55 million cap charge pre-June 1. So they were together until Deshaun Watson, as you said last week, reaches out to the Falcons and say, I want you to come to the table with these other three teams. That blows up the relationship between the Falcons and Matt Ryan. When the Falcons say, wait, okay, we'll do it. That's it. That ended it. They crossed the Rubicon. It was over. And yesterday, the trade to Indianapolis was just cleaning up the mess that was created last week. So, you know, I mean, there may have been people, like, I feel sorry for anybody who just kind of pays kind of casual attention. Because yesterday afternoon, they'd have been like, what the hell is this? Matt Ryan traded to the Colts? What? But if you pay close attention to it, and those of you who watch the show every day are, and thank you for that, you're not surprised by it.
Yeah.
You saw it coming.
No, yeah, I mean, we did. You really saw it coming. You called it more than I did. You know, I still wondered whether he'd actually force their hand or try to make them trade. You know, I brought that up yesterday. Man, he didn't try to do it last year. I brought that up. Hey, they had interest in Trey Lance at pick number 4. There was a lot of rumors out there. I think it was real. A lot of people would tell you. I think the owner was kind of smitten with Trey Lance. So I thought, oh, maybe, he understands the business and he won't do it. I had heard through the grapevine that he wasn't necessarily like pissed off, sorry, London, and didn't, understand the magnitude of the situation and all that. Here's the thing I question a little bit, Mike. I do, I'm sure Matt Ryan wasn't happy. And, I don't know that for sure. I'm sure he'll be grateful for his time in Atlanta, and Atlanta's grateful that they had him, and he's certainly in the conversation for the greatest Falcons player in the history of their franchise. But I also, gotten pieces of information, too, that kind of lead me to believe a little bit where this Deshaun Watson thing might have kicked the can, or not, I don't want to say kicked the can, got the ball rolling a little bit. And Atlanta kind of going, wait, what are we doing? And are we really going to be anything competitive or a team that we think can really make a run this year? And that's kind of the sense I've gotten a little bit through the grapevine in the league, too, that it kind of jump-started the, you know what, let's rip the Band-Aid off this year. Calvin Ridley's gone. We just lost Russell Gage. We got a lot of rebuilding to do on both sides of the ball. And I've gotten the sense from some people in the league, too, that the Atlanta Falcons were kind of like, let's just start a new era here. And, yeah, we're going to take our lump now with Matt Ryan's salary cap hit, but let's start something new and see if we can't start building this now. And I'm getting the sense that that's kind of the thought they had in that organization.
And it just shows you how quickly your strategy can change.
Right? It's crazy.
How quickly your fate can pivot. 1 week ago today, they were finalizing the paperwork that would have made a Matt Ryan trade impossible. Then Deshaun Watson says, hey, Falcons, I'd kind of like you to come talk to me about me possibly playing for you. And that's what's so stunning, Chris. If they're going Cleveland Browns 2015-16 time frame or Miami Dolphins 2019, hey, here's $100,000 for each loss. It hasn't gotten there yet for the Falcons, but that's the same path, taking your lumps now and building it up later. They were thinking a week ago that they're going to have Deshaun Watson and they're going to contend every year. It's just amazing how quickly it can turn. And it's turned. Because that's the big takeaway for me. Look, Matt Ryan gets to go to a place where the team is better.
Yes.
Everything's better.
Definitely.
Although the competition slightly stiffer in the AFC than the NFC. but he's on a better team.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.